Okay, well, hello.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you,
I
Stanley.
tried.
We've come together here because
I tried getting the confusion ending with the bucket.
we care about you very much. It's
Oh,
this
like,
bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
yeah.
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters
You're
from
right.
the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want
Yes.
more of their favorite jokes,
Yes,
not this
you're right.
bucket that they've never seen
I
before.
hate the bucket.
Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the
Yes, I
Adventure
want
Line?
to.
We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new.
Yes.
Yes, that's what the fan... Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yeah. Yes. Let's go, confusion ending.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Yeah.
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this.
Yes.
But
Yes.
if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Oh, okay then. I'll give up the bucket.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's
Yeah, sure,
why I'm
whatever.
very
I don't
proud to
care less.
introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful
I think
new
it's like
addition
an
to the rich
alternative
lore of the
ending.
Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original
Yeah.
game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
Destroys the bucket.
Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
No, you don't.
Go ahead now,
Goodbye, Bucket.
Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Throw it
Now
in.
listen to me. It's crucial that you
I'm
get at
trying.
the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its
Oh, I
singular
can't.
personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so
supposed to throw
densely
it?
loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset
I'm
now. You
trying.
have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans,
Can't.
Stanley. Give
Wait,
the
let me
fans
see.
what they want. Hurry and
Pressing
crush.
every single button. What the?
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend.
Oh, my
For the
bucket.
moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
No, not the Bucket Destroyer. Are you gonna call me out? Okay then. Okay, well, I'm gonna pause until I get to a new ending. Okay, here I am. Now, I really want to see what the escape ending would be, but I'm gonna check out the standard ending. In other words,
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
me in the bucket.
monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
I'm eating cereal right now.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Maybe.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things
What
does a
about
bucket want to
me?
do or not want to do in the
What
first
about
place?
me, Stanley?
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Oh, okay,
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
Let's turn it
Stanley
off.
decided that this machinery Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
was it?
Yes, they had done it.
Yay.
Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped
Yes.
through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
Okay, then.
Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both
Every
of them wanted to
country.
begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Wait, what?
What? Wait. What was happening?
Oh,
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering
what?
in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself.
even
As
see
long
it.
as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
oh. Oh, I found out. Interesting. Seems like everything wants the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, I'm gonna do...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm gonna do this ending with the bucket.
No, stop.
Oh.
Look there on the wall. You see? There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
Oh.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
Oh.
I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
I understand.
Please, step in here for a moment.
Okay then. Oh. Oh. Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll
This is
ever need to
genius.
know
I
about
love
what
it.
is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's
This is
begin.
the best show ever.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
What? How was I supposed to know?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket,
Oh,
not
come.
an
Okay,
actual
fine. I'm gonna
bucket.
answer wrong.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This
What
is
the
a
fuck?
bucket.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna answer yes. But that is obviously not.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket.
Okay.
To be
this-
honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
let's-
not making me look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
What?
Is this a bucket?
No. What?
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
How? That's a tractor. Okay.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No, it's a tractor.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Oh.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one.
Oh.
Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Is this a bucket? Yes.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something.
Oh.
Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
Yes.
Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective.
Oh, no.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence.
Oh,
Yet
no.
now I'm somewhat adrift.
Oh,
Do
no.
any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing
No,
this.
you're not a bucket.
I'm losing myself, and myself
You are a
was all
bucket.
I ever had to begin with.
Yeah.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game.
No.
Okay, here we go.
Oh. No more buckets.
What happened? Is everything gone?
Oh, because
Why did
everything.
everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a
Everything
bucket?
was a
Oh
bucket.
my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket
Yes.
either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Yay.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything.
okay
We'll
then.
put back all of the buckets.
Okay then.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you
Okay.
run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
Okay then.
Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Okay, that was an interesting game show, for sure. Now let me pause. Okay, so I'm gonna check out this ending.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the
The
lift
ending of
all
the
the
game.
way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket
I
was
did
speaking
question.
to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Okay?
In here, said the bucket. Go into this dark room over here. Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Okay, let's see what's gonna be different.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket. Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life to... Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
I hate the
Were
bucket.
you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
Well, let's see the video.
It's sitting right here.
I can't wait to
Let's
see
take a
it.
look. What is comedic timing?
Oh my god.
What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly,
Politics.
can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds?
Maybe.
Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes.
Oh, wow.
Let's dive deeper.
Okay then.
If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
Oh.
To
okay.
begin the joke,
No.
start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor.
The humor?
Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm done with the funny. I'm done with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is
Why
the
you
cornerstone
look like
of good
that?
comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian.
Okay then.
An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not
you're
simply
right,
filling in
that's
answers at
surveys.
random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp.
Okay.
After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invaders who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Okay then. Is it over?
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't
Yeah.
it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they
Yes.
were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
The comedic ending? Is it gonna still have the same guardrails? I wonder. I should probably not do it, but...
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me.
I don't think I
Thank
will.
goodness we have the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things. Here we go. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
When
here we go.
Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right,
Why
leading
go-
back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Oh, where are we now?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Fine, I'll do the right. What? Oh.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch
No, I don't want to.
Again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is.
Gotta learn how to be funny, huh?
King of Comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
He's not even holding the bucket. Okay, interesting. Okay, now I'm going to answer the phone this time. Actually, well, I was going to pause and cut to the thing, but this...
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or person in your place of work.
Yeah?
The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages.
Wait.
If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
What the... Okay, I'm just gonna pause again. Now it's time to understand the bucket humor.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Oh, how ridiculously funny.
Good,
It's a
said the
talking bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him,
Wow,
and he
the bucket's
unthinkingly
talking.
did
I
whatever
can't
the bucket
believe it.
asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Okay then.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Did I?
Now pick up the phone.
Okay, I'm picking up the phone. Let's see what's different. Hello?
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh. Bucket? Oh, no.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head. Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen
I'll
to me.
listen to you.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Okay then.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal. It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket. This cold, empty bucket. This sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? I'm having feelings for the bucket. Oh, no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Oh, my bucket. Okay then, I'll go back to work. Okay, I want to see one more ending with the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
I'll
mean?
end it from there.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting. The embrace of an old friend. A weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Oh wait, did I get one of those random generated things? Oh god. Ooh, glad I got this on recording.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
Let's see the insanity ending. See how that's different.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to his office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred
No,
to
he
Stanley.
does want to
Maybe,
be
he thought to
for.
himself,
Get it?
maybe
Because
I
free
am
can
crazy.
exist.
He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket.
Yes, you are.
The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
bucket.
Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Oh my god, I'm
It
the
was
bucket.
incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Well,
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
What the fuck? Okay, I think that's where I'm gonna end it for now. Goodbye, guys.